And welcome inside Ritter Arena on the campus of the University of Minnesota in the 2015 Schwan Cup Hockey Tournament. It is the girls' red division, the championship game, and it is St. Francis, a northern suburb of Minneapolis and St. Paul, taking on Fort Francis from Ontario, Canada. So a little international flavor for you on this New Year's Eve afternoon. Glad to have you along with us wherever you might be watching this one. My name is Joe Moore. I'm joined by E.J. Stevens. And E.J., personally, I'm going to try not to get the Francises mixed up here.
That's right. We got the St. Francis Saints, like you said, from Minnesota, with the Canadian Fort Francis Muskies coming into town. A couple players that I'm going to be looking to watch today for Fort Francis is Annalise Hayes, number 22. The center has 5 total points, 3 goals, 2 assists thus far. And Kelly Wagner for St. Francis has 5 goals on the tournament in 2 games. So 2 girls that can definitely put the puck in the net here.
St. Francis, the American squad wearing the white. They're considered the home team on the scoreboard. They're called for icing here as they move from left to right here in the opening period. Face-off coming back into the Saints zone just 22 seconds into this hockey game. Starting goaltenders, as they have been the entire tournament for St. Francis, Rachel Miller. She pitched the shutout in Game 1, the 7-0 victory over Marshall. Then turned aside 16 of 19 shots yesterday in the 4-3 win over Moose Lake. And for Fort Francis, Sydney Beck. She's claimed a couple victories, obviously, as well. 5-1 over Laverne, 5-2 over Duluth Marshall. And here comes Annalise Hayes. Tried to dump it in, dumped it right in to Natalie St. Marie. Loose puck is picked up by Zebro, and Sophia Zebro got it to the Muskie blue line. Playing it across is Mariah Caradice. Working down the right wing, Sophia McIntosh, or Siobhan McIntosh, I should say. Shot hits the outside of the net, and the rebound picked up. Kaylin Forletti plays it off to the far corner. First one to it there was Noga.
Now a big key today for both these teams is who's going to get that first goal. St. Francis has 11 goals in 2 games. In addition, Fort Francis has 10, so both these teams can put up points in a hurry. The team who gets that first goal, be able to grab momentum and hopefully ride their goalies to a solid game here in the championship.
Dumped deep into the Saint zone, an outlet pass. Broken up as Redford got a stick on it. Now it's picked up through the slot. It's dumped off left wing for Hamilton, and a shot on goal, gloved and held by Miller. We'll get a face-off in the St. Francis zone. 15-11 to play here in a scoreless first period.
On the pass there was the center, number 22, Annalise Hayes. Very dangerous and good goal scorer, but also very unselfish there as she tried to set up her teammate on the left wing. Soft shot was gloved. A good freeze there by the St. Francis goalie.
You mentioned Hayes, one to look for. She leads the Muskies in scoring, 21 goals on the season. And as you mentioned, not afraid to pass it off. 29 assists, 50 points in just 20 games played for the Muskies. Trying to cut in and losing her balance over a stick was Kaylee Wagner. No call as the Muskies break out through center. Onto the stick of Taylor Croswell. Croswell into the high slot, lets the wrist shot go. Gloved and held by Miller. And another face-off in the St. Francis zone.
Rebound control is definitely going to be a key here today. 2 shots now on goal for Fort Francis, both relatively soft that Miller was able to grab and hold on to. Going to be key not to let any juicy rebounds out in front.
Here's a backhand shot off the face-off win, and Reese McQuaker got it on goal, and again, trapped and held by Miller. Face-off win, a shot from the point, hits traffic and rebounds to the near side. Holly Anderson pushes it out to center. She's beaten to the puck, however, and trying to turn it back the other way for the Muskies was Avery Cates. Cates gets it into the St. Francis zone. A long pass through everybody. Actually going to come on goal. Has to be played there by Sydney Beck. Cates had it bounce right out in front of her net as that took a funny hop off the end wall. Comes sliding out to center, though, as the linesman kind of getting in the way there as well.
Really weird bounce there, like you said, off that backboard. Came out all the way around the net and back out to the blue line. St. Francis just couldn't keep it in the zone.
Green's pass intercepted, put it right through the blue ice, but wide of the net. Picked up in the near corner now by Hayes. Hayes gets tied up. Sidney Green there defensively, and now finally pulled free and starting ahead with it, Kaylin Forletti. Forletti's pass will be played off the far wall by Lauren White. White tries to motor down the left wing, forced into the corners. Good defensive work there by Rachel Jean. And the loose puck picked up, played ahead. And a pass to the near side behind the intended target, but sent further along and intercepted by Forletti. She'll drop it back for St. Marie, who gets it up the left wing for Lauren White, and White will dump it deep into the Muskie zone as we hit the 4-minute mark of the opening period. Muskie's trying to skate through center with it. There was McKinnon, knocked off her stick, and then out of play, and a little shot after the whistle that the St. Francis fans weren't too happy about, but the referees are going to say, hey, got to let them play a little bit.
Something to note is, of course, there's no body checking in girls high school hockey. They're allowed to play a little bit physical on the boards as long as it's nothing too serious, but like you said, the refs letting them play a little bit early, even though it's to the demise of the fans.
Stolen away by Sophia Zebro. Zebro stick handles past one forechecker, then loses it in the skates of Redford. Redford a shot, a high rising wrister over the top of the net, helped over by Miller. The breakout pass off the stick of Anderson. She catches back up with it, 1-on-3, gets taken down on the stick check, no call. As it slides back to the Saints blue line, played across by Duville, and then sent ahead by Green. Back the other way. Left wing pass for Hamilton, a shot, blocker pad save, and then grabbing, almost juggling the puck. Rachel Miller able to snag it and hang on. Another face-off coming in the St. Francis zone. No score, 11:59 to play in the opening period.
That was Lauren Hamilton on the shot from that left wing. Tried to go top shelf, blocker side, but good job there by Miller to get the blocker on it and glove it for the face-off in their own zone, and St. Francis is able to get it out here.
Clean face-off win that time for Hayes. The good shot from Caradice. Now Hayes on the backhand, and Miller again makes the save. And EJ, she's done a nice job so far handling the rebounds, not giving the second chances to Fort Francis.
Exactly. That was a backhanded attempt there by Annalise Hayes. Was able to gather that in with the pads and freeze it for another face-off. She'll certainly be tested today by this really potent Muskies offenses. St. Francis is still yet to register a shot on goal. Not what you want to see right away if you're head coach Jeff Lands.
Pushed into the Muskie zone, trying to catch up with it, and unable to do that was Kaylee Wagner, an icing call on St. Francis. 6-0 the shots on goal in favor of Fort Francis, but we are scoreless with 11:25 to play in the opening period. Played back to the point, McKinnon bangs it down the wall. Langtree has it knocked off her stick, pushed behind the net by McQuaker. Catching up with it on the far side, St. Marie spins away from one forward check, and then the left wing pass finds Kaylee Wagner. Wagner further along for Zebro. And offsides at the line. Zebro just kind of cut to the right there and forced Wagner in ahead of the play.
Pretty close call there with the offsides whistle as Wagner tried to straddle for as long as she could, but that extra cut to her right was the reason they were called for offsides, which brings the face-off to the neutral zone.
Forletti won the face-off cleanly, but pulled it right between the defensemen and all the way back into the St. Francis zone as Hayes spins behind the net, centering pass, knocked down by Swanson. Picked up, and here comes Forletti. Further along for Arsdorf. Brielle Arsdorf has it go off her stick, but into the Muskie zone as Forletti plays it deep. Back for Arsdorf for Forletti, and knocked off her stick as she was coming into the slot, thrown out front, that's knocked down, and here comes Hayes. Hayes through center, And offsides on the left wing that time was her left winger, Jenna Clendenning.
Hayes in that first line looked a little gassed there. Is not the same burst we've seen all game from Annalise Hayes, needing that line change, and offside call will get him just that.
Face-off win for St. Francis. They'll backhand it into the Fort Francis zone. Zebro gives chase. Knocked away from her, and Zebra right back in the play on the forecheck. Knocked it free. It'll be picked up by the Muskies near corner. Played up the wall. Trying to slide it out was Noga. Able to do so. She threads the right wing pass over for McIntosh. McIntosh is shot right on. Knocked down and covered by Miller.
Siobhan McIntosh right there, getting her first action with her first shot on goal of the game. She has 3 goals on the tournament thus far, tied with Annalise Hayes as the Muskies' leading scorer. Someone also to watch out for today from that forward spot.
Pushed out to center by Anderson, knocked right back into the zone, and Anderson able to tip it ahead into the Muskie zone, and then broke up the first clearing attempt, and it's now brought in. Delayed offside call. It gets waved off as the Muskies get it out to center. Nearly stolen away that time by Lauren White. Sent into the Saints zone. St. Marie, right wing pass ahead for Arsdorf. She runs into a double team at the red line, and Hamilton able to send it deep into the Saints zone. St. Marie back to play it. Her pass held in at the far point by Plord, who tried to throw it out front, knocked down there by Lyman, and knocked back out to center.
Fort Francis has been very strong on the forecheck this game, making it difficult for the Saints to get anything out of their zone. The constant pressure has allowed them to get shots on goal. It's made it really difficult for the Saints in the early going.
St. Marie gets it ahead. White into the zone. Tried to spin to find some free ice. Couldn't find any. And here comes Hayes down the right wing. In over the line. 1-on-3 through the slot on the forehand. Hayes will carry behind. Falls down. Tries to maintain the puck.
It's like a battle on the boards underneath. Finally, St. Francis comes away. Annalise Hayes just lost the edge there going into the corner. Tried to make a quick cut to her backhand side.
Green sends it deep into the Muskie zone. Muskies quickly get it back out to center, but stolen away. Knocked ahead. It hops the stick of Wagner. And St. Marie back in her own zone. Quick left wing pass trying to catch the Muskies on a change, but Wagner just couldn't handle it cleanly, and no reset back with Duville. Ahead off of Anderson's stick, and here come the Muskies the other way. In over the line, McIntosh. That shot knocked down and pushed to safety as Anderson picks it up. And now potential 2-on-1, just one man back is Zebro. Zebro, a little toe drag, gets to the front and then has it poked off her stick, and then over skating it was Wagner. Wagner throws one through the crease area. McIntosh from the far wall has the pass deflect. It comes to Zebro in the face-off dot. Knocked off her stick by McKinnon.
What a move there by Sophia Zebro on the toe drag to get by the defender. Just couldn't get her shot off and put it on net. That was their best opportunity thus far in the first period.
McKinnon relieves the pressure for the Muskies. They'll take the icing call. Face-off moving back into their end. 7:07 to play here in the opening period. No score between St. Francis and Fort Francis. Ain't we got fun?
You know, the Saints got to continue to attack, especially on that counterattack. Muskie's so aggressive in the offensive end. There's going to be some chances for some 2-on-1s, some 3-on-2s like we just saw a couple minutes ago. St. Francis is going to have to capitalize on a couple of those.
Pinching down to try to hold that one in was Duville. They play it past her. Pushed off near side Hamilton, tried to get it out front, knocked down by Green. Comes to the point. Caradice throws one wide. It'll rebound up the far wall. Pinching down there. Sarah Jackson pushes it into the corner. Played by Croswell. Now she'll tie up with Afton Duville. Couple more. We are going to get a cross-checking penalty. Is coming into the scrum, Kaylin Forletti up a little high on the back, and she gets called for cross-checking at 10:38 of the opening period.
Seemed like a late call there as Kaylin Forletti strides over to the box, but a little too physical down there behind her own net. Is going to create a golden opportunity for Fort Francis to get on the board early as they have their first power play group in there.
St. Francis penalty kill at 85% coming into action today. Caradice able to pinch down and keep it in the zone. Caradice pushes it down into the corner. Hayes will pick it up there. Plays it off to the far side for Redford. Back for Hayes. Hayes spins behind the net. Quick centering pass gets tipped and then knocked away from Redford at the point. A shot is blasted well wide by Jackson. Caradice pushes it back behind the net for Hayes. Hayes, the quick centering pass knocked away. Redford tipped it. Caradice again, able to hold it in the zone. Hayes steams through the slot area and works her way behind the net. Tries to walk out front and jam one home the short side, but Miller there to make the save, and the rebound picked up by the Saints. They play it to the line and held in again by Caradice, right on the blue line. Now McIntosh, centering pass goes through everybody. Langtree will play it off the wall. Langtree tied up by St. Marie. Plays it behind the net for McIntosh. McIntosh puts it out front. It comes right back to McIntosh, and she plays it just wide of the far post. Jackson holds it in and plays it right back down the wall. Still 30 seconds left on the power play time for the Muskies. Taking a whack at it was Paige Swanson. Again, unable to clear.
St. Francis badly needs a clearance now. Got their power penalty kill unit has been on the ice a long time now. It's essentially been in the zone this whole power play, and finally they get the clearance they need and are able to change lines.
Less than 10 seconds on the power play time. One final clear should do it for the Muskie power play. So the Saints survive the power play. Muskies through center, out of the box. Forletti taps it deep into the Fort Francis zone. Then knocks down a clearing attempt as she takes Sarah Jackson toward the wall. They tie up. And the puck sneaks past Sydney Green at the near point. In over the line, Croswell motors down the left side, puts it right through the slot, and unable to put a stick on it was Rachel Jean.
Good job by Sydney Green, the defenseman for St. Francis. St. Francis tying up Jean and making it difficult for her to get a stick on that centering pass. Excellent defense has kept this game scoreless thus far.
And St. Francis wants to settle things down. They'll take the icing call and regroup. Face-off coming back in their zone. 3:36 to play, opening period. No score, but each of the shots are just absolutely mounting up in favor of Fort Francis.
That's right. The Muskies just had that power play, and they had several opportunities to put one away. Combination of good defense and excellent goaltending thus far has kept this game scoreless. As just that one shot on net came on the counter-attack from St. Francis, and that's all they got thus far. So they'll need to find a way to create some sort of offense here, and maybe a moral victory for them might be keeping this game scoreless going into the second.
Another puck thrown it through the slot area, comes to the near wall. Jean got a stick on it, held it in, just threw it right into the mass of players in front of the St. Francis bench. And finally just scooted out via hand by Anderson, who gets it ahead. And then the backhands it into the zone, just a touch too far for Kaylee Wagner, who had slipped behind the defense. Frozen by Sydney Beck, and there's a young lady we have really not had to talk anything about here in this game. She's only faced one shot in the Muskie goal today.
Likely won't face any more for the next 2 minutes, as that penalty is on Sophia Zebro. Another 2-minute minor penalty for the Saints. Another opportunity for the Muskies to get on the board here with just over 3 minutes to play in period number one.
13:52, the time of the penalty on Zebro. Near side McIntosh centering pass. Comes right back to her in the corner. Or check that now, McIntosh, but Emma Noga. Noga's shot knocked down out front. And the rebound cleared to the line, not out. Jackson right on the line. No, it did come out, but Muskie's able to touch up. St. Francis gathers the puck in. And St. Marie sends it the length of the ice. Falling down was Lauren White, but kept the play from developing. Now Noga throws one on goal. Nifty little pad save from Miller, and the rebound picked up and cleared out to center. Right to Croswell. Her pass finds Hamilton, who finally settles the bouncing puck. Got it into the zone. Wagner tied it up. Pulled free by Hamilton to the near point for Plord. Plord throws one out front. Knocked down there by Duville. Unable to clear as Caradice holds it in again.
Muskies have done a really good job keeping the puck in their zone on both power plays now, as you see some physicality on the boards. Looks like we're going to have a penalty, and this one's going to go on Fort Francis, it looks like, for cross-checking.
Abby Plord will head to the box at the 15-21 mark, and we'll skate 4-on-4 now for the next 32 seconds.
Now here could be an opportunity. St. Francis needs now 4-on-4, a lot more open ice right now for the next 30 seconds. Then they will have the man advantage for the remainder of the period.
Jean and Wagner on the draw, still fought for it. Finally comes to the point. Duville sends it across. Green spins away, plays it down toward the corner. McKinnon puts a stick on it, sends it up the wall. Clendenning trying to get it out. It'll be held in. Anderson lets the shot go. Blocker pad save, sending it just up over the crossbar was Beck. Pinching down, Duville pushes it into the corner. Picked up by Wagner. Now left at the point for Anderson. St. Francis back at full strength as Zebro joins the power play unit. Clearing attempt knocked down by Anderson. Finally pushed back to the point to the near side, or far side now for Green. She'll backhand it down low for Zebro. On her back was McKinnon. Zebro to the near wall. Brings it out into the high slot. Finds Sydney Green. Green lets the shot go, and the wrist shot came on. Rebound dropped, and now is covered by Sydney Beck.
Now St. Francis finally getting something going in the offensive end. A couple chances there as Beck dropped the rebound on the soft shot from the point. A couple jabs at it by the Saints, but able to cover it up. Now they've had 2 shots in the last 15 seconds. In the first 16 plus minutes of the period, they had only 1. So finally getting something going here in the latter stages of the first period.
Saints win the draw. Paige Swanson near point. Works her way down, sends it low. Zebro centering pass, one-timer, they score! Holly Anderson, the power play goal, gives the Saints a lead late in the first.
Really an excellent sequence there from the Saints. Win the draw, work the puck behind the net, and an excellent cut towards the middle by Holly Anderson for the behind the net backdoor pass. And St. Francis, after being dominated much of this first period, come away with the first goal of the game to lead 1-0.
7th goal of the season for Holly Anderson. 4th on the power plays. She's proven a valuable asset with the extra skater. Now Zebro wins the battle down low. Zebro centering pass deflects. Comes bouncing a pass St. Marie. St. Marie holds it in. Time running out here on the period though, and that will do it for period number 1. It's the Red Division Girls Championship game. At the end of one period of play, it is St. Francis 1, Fort Francis nothing. The lone goal of the period coming at 16-38. Holly Anderson gets it on the power play for St. Francis. Sophia Zebro picked up 1 assist. We'll see if there was a second assist given on that one, and we'll let you know about that when we come back with the second period. You're watching the 2015 Schwan Cup Hockey Tournament from Ritter Arena in Minneapolis. We'll be back in 15 minutes with the second period. Joe Moore and E.J. Stevens back with you at Ritter Arena. St. Francis leads Fort Francis 1-0. There was a second assist issued on Holly Anderson's power play goal. That went to Paige Swanson. So it reads like this. Anderson at 16:38 from Zebro and Swanson as we are underway here in period 2. Shots on goal in the opening period, 10-4 in favor of Fort Francis. Here comes St. Francis, zeroing over the line on the back and throws it right up front. Getting a stick on it that time was Wagner, and a great pad save by Beck.
Callie Wagner getting after it early in the second period. Zebro set her up nice with the backhanded flip pass. Wagner nearly put that one in. A good pad save there by Sydney Beck to keep this game at 1-0.
Off the face-off, played ahead. Croswell backhands it, but not out of the zone as Wagner plays it down low. Zebro behind the net. Right on her back is Avery Cates. Zebro reverses course. St. Marie pinches down, unable to keep the play in, and an odd man rush here, but coming back into the play, Wagner steals it away for the Saints. Quickly ahead for Zebro. Into the slot for Wagner. Lets the shot go. Knocked down by Beck. The rebound. Sat free, and now Langtree able to push it out to center, and Hamilton will skate onto it at the left wing wall. Hamilton into the St. Francis zone. Lets the shot go, but wide. Comes to the near side, trying to throw it out front was Hannah LeDrew.
St. Francis really looking confident here in the second period as they've gotten a few shots on net. Really good scoring chances early from Wagner.
For Liddy's effort goes wide, and Caradice up the far wall there to cut it off is Arsdorf. Caradice again tries to clear this time. Knocking it down was DeVille. Caradice just trying to push the whole pile out to center, and finally we get a whistle as the puck was frozen, a stick was loose, and we'll get a face-off.
Looked like that.
What was that puck?
It looked like it got jammed in her pads or jersey. That was Brielle Arsdorf there, and she skates over to the bench with a smile on her face as they had to blow it dead. It was literally caught in her gear. Now the face-off back to the neutral zone.
Zebro pulls it back into the St. Francis zone. The first one to it is Sydney Green, but she's tied up but able to skate through the forecheck. Gets it ahead, and Holly Anderson further along for Zebro, who speeds into the Fort Francis zone. Zebro on the backhand tried to feather it out front, but Jackson knocks it behind the net. Zebro gathers it back in and works her way. Drops it off at the point. Green, a shot is wide. White trying to play it down low. Pass intercepted, and Hayes will send it the length of the ice here for the Muskies, and we'll get an icing call on Fort Francis. 14:33 to play, period number 2. It is St. Francis 1, Fort Francis nothing.
Now St. Francis in this period, their best chances have come on the rush. They've had a couple 2-on-1 opportunities where they've tested Sydney Beck, and Beck is pulled through for them after allowing that backdoor goal late in the first period to Holly Anderson. Anderson's first goal of this Schwan Cup.
Plord tried to clear. Now it comes to McIntosh, and McIntosh throws it through center, trying to skate onto it. Here is Riley Redford, but actually it was a Noga. Noga just can't quite catch up to it. Another icing call on the Muskies. Well, St. Francis came into the tournament, EJ, a record of 2 wins, 11 losses, and 1 tie. Yet here they are, and now McIntosh down the right wing lets the shot go, and they're reaching out. Rachel Miller gloves it and will hang on.
Maybe a New Year's resolution for Jeff Lands and company. Get back on the winning track. Is now 2 wins in this tournament in the quarters and semis, and they would love nothing more to come away with the Schwan Cup victory here. Winning 3 games in this tournament would be one more than they've won, like you said, in the rest of the season thus far.
Zebro knocks it into the zone. St. Francis has to avoid the late offside as the puck slides through. Hayes has it knocked off her stick, and here comes Zebro. Sophia Zebro in over the line. Works her way down into the left wing corner. Has the puck taken away by Hamilton and ties up with Hayes. Zebro battles along there with McKinnon at the point. Thrown down low by Duville. Finally pushed back into the Saints zone. EJ, it's almost like the ice, as we get an icing call, it's almost like the ice tilts and goes downhill from right to left as we look at it. This first period dominated by Fort Francis, and this second period kind of dominated thus far by St. Francis.
That's exactly what I was going to say. All the shots and the action coming on this left side that we're facing. Not much has happened until that late goal for St. Francis on the right side of the ice. We'll see if Fort Francis can get something going on the attack here and try to knot up this game with their potent offense.
McQuaker down the left side. Catching her from behind was Kylie Wolf to knock it free. Pushed back behind by Langtree. To the side of the net, and Miller reached out with the big paddle to push it behind, a pass behind, and this will go the length of the ice. We'll get an icing call now on St. Francis with 12:40 left to play in the second period.
Another opportunity here to line change and get some new bodies on the ice as this faceoff will be in the St. Francis zone. Getting that first line back in there are the Muskies with Jean, Annalise Hayes, and McIntosh.
Pulled back to the point, a good clean face-off win, but Hamilton just unable to, or Caradice just unable to handle that one. Pushed out to center by Duville. Backhanded into the Muskie zone by Anderson. Now picked up by Zebro. Quick centering pass, and the shot comes on right to the front of the far post again. Kelly Wagner. A couple good opportunities here in the second period.
How about that pass from Sophia Zebro? Another tough angle to get that one off, and she's really had a focus on setting up her teammates today in front of the net. Nearly picked up her second assist of the game there.
Muskies through center, skating onto it is Jen. Jean sends it back for Hayes. Hayes spins in the near corner. Behind the net for Jean. Centering pass was into Zebro's skates. Duville plays it up the wall. Held in. Caradice throws one toward the front. Sticked away. Comes right to Jean. A shot on goal. Stick to side. And the rebound will be picked up by Holly Anderson. Anderson feathers it ahead. Caradice bats it back. Jean will send it the length of the ice. We'll get an icing call here on the Muskies. Little less flow to the second period compared to what we saw back in the first.
That's right. A lot more icing penalties and not a ton of great puck movement for either side, especially from Fort Francis. Another face-off has created a bunch of stoppages in play here early in this second period.
St. Marie swings behind her net, played it away from McIntosh, but Redford put a stick on it. McIntosh in the corner. Pass to Flex. Comes to Noga. Noga weaves her way down into the corner. Has the puck stolen away by Forletti. Kaylin Forletti powers it out to center. And the first one to it is Redford. Redford behind the net, gets it ahead for McIntosh. It goes past her. Duville for Forletti, but offsides on the play. Is unable to clear the zone was Lauren White.
Fort Francis, led by head coach Todd Hamilton, had an impressive showing here, coming down from Canada here to the Schwan Cup, winning their first two games pretty convincingly, outscoring their opponents 10-3. Thus far, nothing to show for it on the scoreboard in the championship game.
Croswell for Hamilton. She got tied up from behind by Anderson. Duville plays it ahead, not out as Sarah Jackson holds it in. It deflects into the high slot where Holly Anderson turns ahead for St. Francis and over skates it as she was tied up with Croswell. Now Langtree kicks it into the zone, skate to stick. Langtree chases it down into the corner. Centering pass was swatted away by Sydney Green, who spins in the near corner with it. Langtree knocks it behind. Pushed back by LeDrew. LeDrew now near corner. Gets taken into the wall as they've got it pinned. Thrown out front, and Green knocks it away. Anderson feathers it up the wall, but too far, and an icing call on St. Francis.
This first line now of Zebro, Holly Anderson, and Callie Wagner has gotten a lot of ice time in this second period. That icing right there allows them to get a quick breather, but that's the unit that's been producing most of the offense and shots on goal. So you can bet that they'll be back in soon.
Hayes a clean face-off one, gets the shot on, it dropped down. Oh, Hayes had poked it free momentarily, but Miller able to gather it back, and another face-off coming to her right.
Looked like the thumb protector of the goalie there for St. Francis. Rachel Miller came out, and Fort Francis thought it was the puck and were hacking at it, but she had covered the puck up with her glove to draw the face-off just beforehand.
On the near side, tapped out to center by Wolf. The race is on, and it will be won by the Muskies. Played ahead for Hayes. And offsides. Boy, again, another really close call right there at the blue line. Goes against the Muskies.
I think the refs have done a good job today, as just offsides there. And saw a couple in the first period where girls just weren't able to straddle and accidentally went offsides. But like you said before, there hasn't been a ton of flow in this period. Lots of stoppages, whether it's offsides or icing calls.
Redford digging at it, pushes it into the corner, and Green will pick it up there for St. Francis. Noga in on the forecheck. Anderson ties up with a couple of Muskie players. Zebro there to help out, push past her, and Green will pick it up in the corner. Up the near wall, Jackson there to hold it in for Fort Francis. McIntosh plays it behind the net. Noga picks it up there. Emma Noga back to the near point. Jackson tried to throw it out front, but Zebro got in the way of that. Down the slot it goes, tipped a little bit wide by McIntosh.
That one was just flipped backhanded from the point, and it somehow got all the way through. Tipped just wide of the net by the Muskies. Trying to come up with an opportunity here halfway through the second period.
Tapped ahead now, here's Wagner. Got Zebro all alone in front. Zebro coming in, Sophia Zebro shot right on. Wagner the rebound, they score!
Sometimes the best offense is off of rebounds, as Sophia Zebro goes far pad right to Callie Wagner, who has a wide open net to put that one in. Beautiful 2-on-1 play from Wagner to Zebro, back to Wagner off the rebound. And St. Francis, that first line once again, Joe, coming up big.
Team leading 17th goal of the season for Callie Wagner. Zebro picks up her second assist of the hockey game. Time of the goal, 8:52 of the second period. St. Francis doubling up their lead. It's 2-0 Saints. Now as tipped for Letty, puts the brakes on and allows the Saints to clear the zone. Hayes drives at the length of the ice, icing here on Fort Francis. Looked like a little frustration there from Annalise Hayes, the way she sent that one down the ice.
Definitely understandable. I can't say I saw this coming after Muskies outshot the Saints 10-1 in the first 16 minutes of that first period. Now all of a sudden, they find themselves down 2-0 here in this championship game, and facing some adversity here, need to respond with a goal.
Up the near side, St. Marie held it in momentarily. Now it comes free. Here's Langtree down the right wing. Langtree coming all the way in. Pat Saban just overskating the rebound that time was Cates. or McQuaker rather.
There's that far pad play by Langtree. Opportunity for a rebound putback, just a little bit too much. Too hard off that blocker of Rachel Miller for a good rebound opportunity.
McQuaker ties up with St. Marie. And Forletti came in, had the puck, knocked off her stick, but right to St. Marie. Held in far side by Cates. And the loose puck is picked up, and through center is White. In over the line, dropped back. Toward the line, it was held in momentarily by Arsdorf, and now a pass comes to Jean near side. She has her pass knocked down at center. Forletti has it knocked off her stick. Slides into the Fort Francis zone and then cleared out. Sydney Green on the far side. Played it past Clendenning. Zebro knocks it free. And Cates will send it back out through center. Hayes for Clendenning. Tried to drop it back for Hayes instead of bringing it into the zone. Muskies make a change. Pass ahead. Tipped free and back to the St. Francis line. Now McIntosh throws it on goal and sticked away by Miller.
14 saves, now 15 for Rachel Miller. Has done a really good job this period, not giving up too much after the first shot. She gloves that one and will draw another face-off in her own zone.
It'll be Redford and Zebro on the draw. 5:44 left to play in the second. Face-off win for St. Francis, though they have it stolen away. McIntosh throws it on goal, and Miller again sticks it aside. Zebro gets it ahead, played it through Wagner that time, and then Zebro picks it back up, gets taken down. We've got a penalty here on Fort Francis. It's a tripping call. It comes at 11:32 of the second period, and it sends Riley Redford to the box.
That's perhaps the last thing that Fort Francis needed right now. St. Francis really finding their confidence in period number 2, knowing that they can win this game, and now an opportunity with just 5:28 left to play in period number 2 to maybe go up 3-0. Should be an extremely convincing lead.
Saints 1 for 1 on the power play here this afternoon. It was really their power play that changed the momentum of this game. Blocker pad save made, good hard wrist shot from Wagner. Now White tries to walk out front and jam one home, but it pops right up, and Beck able to gather it in, get a face-off to her right.
There's Holly Anderson navigating around the goal. Did a good job protecting the puck there. Could not jam it past Beck, but nonetheless, there'll be a face-off in the Fort Francis zone with an opportunity here to set up the power play.
Wagner holds it in as Jean was attempting the clear, and now it is played out. Green leaves it off for Zebro. Ahead, and Lauren White sends it deep into the Fort Francis zone. First one to it, Abby Plord picks her spot and sends it the length of the ice. Green with some time, quickly gets it ahead. White brings it back into the Fort Francis zone. Lets the shot go, but high and wide. Anderson tied up at the hash marks. Zebro drops it off. Wagner to the far point for Green. Green throws one out front and bounces it just wide. White back to the point. Wagner skates in, shot knocked down, didn't make it through. Zebro turns, fire, scores, but no, it's after the whistle. And we've got a penalty upcoming on Sophia Zebro.
Sophia Zebro didn't like that call at all as she was jostling for the puck. Gets called for hooking before putting that one in the top shelf over that shoulder of Sydney Beck. Maybe a tough call on Zebro there for hooking, as could have been 3-0 Saints over the Muskies, but now she goes to the box. Perhaps a 2-goal swing if Fort Francis is able to capitalize here with the 4-on-4 time, and then they'll have just over a minute on the power play as well.
12:48, the time of the hooking call on Zebro, who finds herself in the penalty box for the second time here this afternoon. Face-off knocked away by St. Marie. Battled for, and Fort Francis shooting themselves in the foot. Delayed penalty upcoming on the Muskies.
We're going to have a 4-on-3 here.
Tapped ahead, Muskies will play the puck, and we've got a high sticking call. The time of this penalty, 13:06, and we're losing players on the ice, EJ.
That's right. Now 3 players in the box. 2 for the Muskies, 1 for the Saints. Now just a 4-on-3. Going to be some wide open hockey here for at least the next 30 seconds with the man advantage for the Saints.
Taylor Croswell called for the high stick. Again, 13:06, the time of the penalty. So 4-on-3, the skating advantage for St. Francis for the next now 20 seconds. Wagner up top for St. Marie, lets the shot go right on. Stick save made, the rebound cleared near side, but St. Marie came in and couldn't control the puck, and it's backhanded out by Hayes. Green, a long pass ahead for White, has her pass tipped free by Hayes. Redford back on the ice, so now we're 4-on-4 for the next minute 10. Hayes picks up the loose puck. Goes inside out there on Anderson. Hayes then has it poked off her stick, and then it's sent back in offsides by the Muskies.
Annalise Hayes trying to make a move there, make something happen on the 4-on-4. But a really nice poke check in the back end by Sydney Green, who's been strong on defense all game. That helped to draw the offside penalty, which of course moves the puck out into the neutral zone.
So 4-on-4 for another 55 seconds, and then just a very, very brief advantage for St. Francis. Jean weaves her way, pushes it toward the front. Ooh, put a stick on it as the puck set tantalizingly free there in the blue ice.
Premature whistle perhaps by the officials there, as that puck was not clearly covered up by Rachel Miller, and Jean was still hacking at it, but nonetheless, it'll stay in the Saints zone.
Lauren White skates it to center for St. Francis. She'll play it deep into the zone before she was stood up and shielded away from the play by Caradice. Picked up now by Forletti. Near point. Duerville sends it on goal. Blocker pad save, and the rebound pushed behind the net by Forletti. Now White weaves her way to the faceoff. Now lets the shot go. It goes right to the goal line, and the paddle came back to keep that one out.
Another close call. That puck set free right on the crease. Beck put the stick down and did not allow it to cross. Very close opportunity there for the Saints to go up 3-0. They've had a few now.
Shots have tightened up significantly. 11 in this period now for St. Francis to 8 for Fort Francis. 9 more seconds of 4-on-4 hockey. As St. Francis wins it, St. Marie throws it toward the front. Pad save made, and the rebound cleared but not out. Green there to hold it in, played down the wall. Saints back at full strength. Just 10 seconds of power play time remain for them. As they'll reset, Sydney Green from the red line skates it in and then dumps it deep into the Muskie zone. It curls around for Sam McKinnon. McKinnon throws it out and past everybody, and this will be an icing call as the Muskies are back at full strength. Minute 47 to play, second period. It's St. Francis 2, Fort Francis nothing.
Now St. Francis scored their first goal of the game very late in the first period. Now it just shows the importance of playing completely through the period. This can be either way, a goal here would maybe put the Muskies out of it, and if they get one, it would also cut this 2-0 lead in half, which would be huge confidence-wise going into the third period.
Green spins away from a forecheck, plays it up the wall. Getting stood up there was Anderson. Comes back for Green. Again, ahead for Anderson. Backhands it along for Zebro. Pushed into the zone. Jackson unable to play it away. Wagner has it. Wagner drops it back, but was a little bit behind Anderson. Held in by St. Marie as she works her way down low. It comes free. Zebro a shot. Oh my, and Beck comes up with a huge save there for Fort Francis.
Zebro put a nice wrist shot on there. Tried to shelf it there on the top right corner, but Beck was able to hold on for the save. It's the second time Zebro's gone that way. She's got a really nice wrist shot.
Looks like the Muskies need one more player on the ice. Or perhaps they're used to being shorthanded this period. Not sure which, but Jackson joins the rest of her line mates as Redford gets tossed. McIntosh comes in to take the face-off, which is won by St. Francis, and St. Marie couldn't handle it at the near point. Now Noga carries into the Saints zone. Poked off her stick by DeVille. Comes to McIntosh. Tied up as she tried to get the shot off. White got it to the line, but not out. Redford centering pass deflects off into the far corner. We are in the final minute of play here in the second period, about a half minute left, as Forletti skates away with the puck for St. Francis. Forletti loses it. McIntosh tries to work her way into the slot, lets the shot go, pass, save the rebound! Oh my, and coming back, I don't know if that shot made it through. It ended up underneath Rachel Miller, and we'll get a face-off in the St. Francis zone.
What a sequence there by Rachel Miller. Two excellent chances to put one in, and she was able to stand on her head and knock them both away, laying on that second puck. Now just 15 seconds left for the Saints to get out of this period with a 2-0 score.
Shot deflects, and the flutters toward the goal. It's gloved and held by Miller. Down to 6.5 seconds left in the period. Another face-off to Miller's right.
20 saves on 20 shots for Rachel Miller, who's been excellent in this championship game.
Backhanded through the slot. It comes free. A shot, and Miller at the horn slides to the right and makes the save. I don't know if it would have counted. It would have been close, but Miller there to make sure, as she will lead her team to the locker room. Your score at the end of 2. St. Francis 2, Fort Francis nothing. You're watching the 2015 Schwan Cup Hockey Tournament from Ritter Arena. Folks, we'll be back in about 15 minutes with third period action. In the meantime, we're going to turn down the sound, and we'll be back with you in 15. And welcome back inside Ritter Arena. St. Francis leading Fort Francis 2-0 as we begin the third period of play in this girls' Red Division championship game. Earlier today in the White Division, Evelyn Gilbert completed a clean sweep of the tournament, a 4-0 win over Fairmont. As Hayes comes in, the backhand shot gloved and held by Miller.
Annalise Hayes showing aggressiveness right off of the face-off, going hard to the net. Trying to scoop that one in, top shelf, backhanded. Another nice save by Rachel Miller, who's been there all day long for the Saints.
Saints able to sweep it out to center. Cates gets it to the near side. Hayes right back in over the St. Francis zone. Dumps it in deep as the Muskies will change things up. Pass comes free back into the Muskies zone. They've waved off the icing, so having to play it is McKinnon. Had it poked free there by Wagner momentarily. Pass goes through Noga. White fans on it now. Noga picks it up 2-on-1 through center with McIntosh. Noga skates in, shoots, scores! Emma Noga just 51 seconds into the third period, cuts the lead in half. It's now 2-1 St. Francis.
There's a complete fan from the defense of the Saints that allowed Emma Noga to streak out into open ice. She was impressive with her speed there and put that in right past the blocker of Rachel Miller. Not much Miller could have done there as it was a 2-on-1 and Noga found the opening.
9th of the season for Emma Noga. Now Redford sends it to the far side. McIntosh picks it up, sends it rink wide back to Redford, who taps it to head to center, and she'll just dump it into the St. Francis zone. Back to play it is Paige Swanson. Swanson clears it ahead and then gets it back. In over the line comes Forletti. Kayla Forletti tries the sharp angle shot, knocked down and frozen by Sydney Beck.
Talked about the ice being tilted a little bit earlier, and early on in the third period, it looks like that left side's getting all the action again with the Muskies striking early. Couple shots, too, from Annalise Hayes and that first line. They cut that lead in half. They're right back in it.
McKinnon got it to Hayes, and then her pass through everybody the length of the ice, and icing call on Fort Francis. Hey, one correction to make here. We've referred to the St. Francis head coach a couple of times here during the broadcast, and that little misinformation. The head coach, Alexandra Kleinhausen. Our apologies for that mistake. As Fort Francis wins the draw, McKinnon plays it up the near wall. Jean got it out to center and actually not out over the blue line as it was held in. Sydney Green's shot knocked down. Hamilton down the left wing. Gets angled off the puck by Holly Anderson. Picked up by Jean. Centering pass bounces into the air, turning Croswell shot deflects wide. St. Marie loses it, picked up now by Hamilton. Hamilton tied up as it's pulled free by Green, poked off her stick by Jean.
Seen some sloppy play early in this third period by the defense of St. Francis. A couple misplays.
White a shot behind the goalie, right to the goal, and it stayed out, and then the defenseman makes a great save as Zebra got the backhand shot away.
It looked like Holly Anderson was going to get her second goal of the day, but that puck just hung out on that goal line, and nice try there by Sophia Zebro to tap it in, but she couldn't get it to go either. Another great chance for the Saints.
Saints send it out. Jackson quickly the other way and then over the line for Langtree. Knocked away from her, back out to center, and Jackson sends it in, but hit DeVille with it. DeVille's pass behind Forletti, who taps it off to the left wing, picked up and brought in by Lauren White. White forced off to the corner. Has it poked off her stick. Forletti battles for it. Pushes it toward the slot and then sent a shot wide. Picked up by Arsdorf. Arsdorf ties up with Hayes, who steals the puck away, and Hayes gets it out through center. Duville for St. Francis starts back the other way into the Muskie zone. Duville bumped down from behind. St. Marie held it in, now breaking behind everybody and just unable to gather that puck in was Jenna Clendenning. Now Stonewall, here comes Gina on the backhand. Clendenning the rebound, they score, and we are tied at 2.
Nice play by Clendenning. She had a chance there for a breakaway, but misplayed the puck. Then Jean was able to gather it on that pass out. Not sure what Rachel Miller was thinking, and she gave it right to Jean, who was able to put it far pad and an easy put back by Jenna Clendenning, and just over 4 minutes into the third period, and we are all tied up after being 2-0 heading into the third.
4:12, the time of Clendenning's 9th goal of the season. Brand new hockey game. As Caradice carries into the St. Francis zone, loses control of it. Zebro plays it behind the net, picked up there by Swanson. Swanson up the right wing wall and out to center. Caradice sends it right back into the Saints zone to Sydney Green. At center, Anderson caught from behind, trying to repay the favor there. And she tied up with Redford. Finally, a Green settles it back. Swanson gets it ahead for Zebro. And now Wagner in over the line. Wagner into the high slot. The wrist shot fires it high and wide. Arsdorf had a stick on it. Green hustles over to hold the play in for St. Francis. Green walks in. Her shot. Oh, big pat save. The rebound gets cleared up the slot and pushed to the line, but not out as Green held it in. And now McIntosh just says enough of that and takes the icing call for Fort Francis. 11:40 to play, third period. Brand new hockey game, 2-2 our score.
That's right. Fort Francis looks like a new team this period. They're attacking. They're really sound on defense, and they've taken advantage of a couple costly St. Francis mistakes that have led to 2 goals, and that's why we are all knotted up. The miscues have certainly cost the Saints here in the third.
Saints tried to play it back to St. Mario's behind her. Now she's got to hustle back as Jean streaks in on the forecheck. St. Marie up the right wing wall. It comes free at center for Forletti. Forletti gets it further along over the line. Comes Wolf, Kylie Wolf, forced behind the net. Loses control of the puck as Cates plays it up the far wall. Croswell hustling over, as is Green. Green knocked it down. Croswell pulls it back. Spins away from Forletti, who's right back on her. Trying the near side is McKinnon. Hustling over with Swanson to disrupt the play. Now McKinnon starts ahead for Fort Francis. Long pass was behind the intended target. McQuaker got it in over the line and rebounded right back out. Wagner has it poked off her stick. Zebro picks it up. Zebro dangerous right down the slot. A shot, and then she lifted that over the top of the net. Pushed down low for Wagner. Comes free to Green. Taps it into the face-off circle. Wagner a shot. Zebro got a stick on it and sent it just wide.
Wagner and Zebro working really well together on this first forward line. Nice pass toward the
Wagner
middle.
centering pass. And flipping that one wide was Anderson. Now McQuaker back the other way for Fort Francis. There defensively was Swanson. Caradice holds it in and rings it around the wall. Sydney Green the first one to it. Plays it up the wall for Wagner down the left wing. Wagner with some room. Wagner to the forehand. Got it on goal. Beck the save and has it trapped underneath the leg pads.
Wagner certainly had her fair share of chances as She had a breakaway opportunity there on a really nice pass off the sideboard. Could not put it home as Beck closed that 5-hole up and did not allow it to trickle through.
A shot off the face-off, the stick save, and fight for the rebound. It gets cleared the length of the ice, and an icing call on Fort Francis. Well, following the tournament, Fort Francis heads back home. Don't know if they'll be there in time for the new year or not. But they will next play on January the 5th when they take on the Dryden Eagles before they head to Sioux Lookout, Ontario to take on the Queen Elizabeth Warriors in their high school league. McKinnon tracks it down behind her net for the Muskies. Shovels it off, playing it ahead was Plord, but not out. Arsdorf sends it down the wall. Plord tapped it free, again plays it up the wall, this time held in. St. Marie's shot knocked down and kicks out to center. Hayes in a race, but St. Marie wins it. Hayes knocked it free, turns, got it on goal, and Miller able to push that one past Rachel Jean, who was waiting for the rebound. Now it's Jackson holding it in. Her shot, again, sticked away by Miller. McIntosh throws one wide of the net. Jackson pinches down, throws one toward the front, going wide, but Miller gloves it and hangs on.
Now that offensive possession was really set up by the hustle of Annalise Hayes. Put pressure on the defense, stole the puck away, set up a couple of chances, just getting it in the center. A couple rebound opportunities, and the Muskies keep it in the Saint zone, trying to get this decisive third goal here in the third period.
Zebro taps it out to center. Oh, it came free and kind of dangerous, but Cates recovers. Saints have to clear the zone. They would have been offside, and it's sent the length of the ice, no icing. Deflects free now for Wagner at center. She finds Zebro. Knocked off her stick by Cates, right to Hamilton. And now Hayes picks it up as she'll chase it to the far side. Collides with Anderson. Swanson played it ahead but not out. Pulled free by Croswell. She backhands it through the slot. Green able to play it along. The pass to the near side. Anderson gets it ahead to center for Wagner. Double team came to her quickly. Now Swanson played it behind Green, and Green hustles back to play it. D to Swanson. Now Swanson finally settles it down, and she'll skate it in and dump it deep into the Muskie zone. 6:45 to play in the third, tied at 2.
This period's had a lot more flow than the second period. Each team has had some chances, basically alternated who's attacking and getting shots on net, and it's been a lot more fun to watch than period number 2.
Pass knocked down, but comes right back for Forletti, who tries the other side and is able to skate past Hayes. Forletti, a nice move at center. Has it knocked off her stick. Tries to fight through Caradice in the corner. Caradice has her and the puck pinned to the wall. Jackson there. Arsdorf there. Forletti just pushes Caradice down.
Ref's letting him play a little bit there in the corner as Forletti might have got away with it. Big time shove there, maybe a roughing penalty, but ref's letting him play, and it's been really competitive here as the third period is just 5 minutes away from being done.
Delayed penalty here. It's going to go, I believe, on Fort Francis. As Zebra was upended going toward the corner. And St. Francis going to get a power play here. Time of the penalty, 11:28 of the third period.
St. Francis now an opportunity to get their number one power play line on the ice with Zebro, Wagner, and Anderson. These three have been creating havoc in the offensive zone today and are responsible for both of the goals for the Saints today.
It's Annalise Hayes, so kind of a double bummer there for Fort Francis as they lose perhaps their best player to the penalty, a checking call on Hayes. Puck held in right on the line, just killing time here, a man short. Now it's intercepted, and coming through center is Anderson. Anderson into the Fort Francis line. Shot knocked down, and the rebound is cleared out, and first one to it is Redford. Redford kills time, centering pass. Nice little move, Noga down the slot. Falls down, and Sidney Green starts it ahead for St. Francis. Now Anderson to the right wing. Zebro over the line with it. Zebro carries into the corner with Noga on her back. Anderson into the high slot. Wagner the one-timer. Pad saved by Beck. Zebro back to the point for Wagner. For Anderson into the corner for Zebro, but getting a stick on it to disrupt it was McKinnon.
Zebro very physical down in that corner, knocking over defenders in her pursuit for the puck.
St. Marie's shot knocked down by Cates and then fired behind the net, and Redford will sweep at the length of the ice for Fort Francis. Just 30 seconds left now on the power play time for St. Francis. St. Marie got it ahead. Wolf will skate it into the Fort Francis zone. Kylie Wolf has it knocked off her stick. It comes to Forletti. Forletti trying to walk right off front. Sharp angle shot goes across the goal mouth.
Really nice move by Forletti to deke the defender, shield her off. Had a chance to put one in.
Arsdorf, a centering pass, rebounded and came toward the goal where Beck covers it up. And normally I would say boys will be boys, but the girls getting into it here after the whistle a little bit.
Both getting a little physical, like you said. Want to win this championship game here, get the new year off to a good start.
Fort Francis back at full strength. We've got 3:32 left to play in regulation. Teams tied at 2 as the Muskies have dug themselves out of a 2-0 disadvantage starting the period. Hayes holds it in. Zebra comes back to take it away from her and play it to the right wing. Holly Anderson skates it into the Muskie zone. Hayes comes back to take the puck away and feathers it out to center, and potential breakaway sneaking behind the defense was Jean. Now Zebra the other way. Punished off the puck. Big hit that time by Hayes, goes uncalled. Shot knocked down out front by Jackson. Green pinches down to push it toward the corner. And now Noga will pick it up. Has McIntosh on her left. Noga to McIntosh, goes off of her skate. And back the other way comes Wolf. Caught from behind by Redford. Wolf pushes it toward the goal, and just covering the puck up there is Beck.
Wolf was being harassed there by Redford. Great back checking to knock that puck away. Unfortunately for the Muskies, it's a face-off in their own zone. Thought that Sydney Beck might try to play that one off to her defense as they had some numbers, but decided to take the draw.
Duville sends it deep into the Fort Francis zone. McKinnon back to play it for the Muskies, pushes it behind her net. Backhanded up the far side, now sent ahead for Redford, and she'll backhand at the length of the ice. And this is an icing call on Fort Francis. Comes with 2:01 left in regulation time.
Now 29 shots to 23. Muskies lead over the Saints as each team gets their first line in there, trying for one last gasp at breaking this 2-2 tie in the third period.
Muskies finally pull the face-off free, and they start Hamilton in. Hamilton's shot knocked down, sitting free. It comes right to the doorstep, but unable to turn and get a shot off was Croswell.
Annalise Hayes once again physical plays. She knocked Holly Anderson hard to the ice going for the puck.
Bouncing puck, Zebro carries in. Forearm shiver knocks Jean away. Comes free, Zebro a shot. No, that was knocked down by Cates before it made it through on goal.
Very fortunate were the Muskies as that puck kept getting tipped around, and Zebro ended up with the puck in the high slot with a chance to put it in, but Sydney Beck was able to cover it up, and a face-off in the right circle.
Zebro and Redford on the draw. Muskies play it. Past Green at the point. Clendenning gives chase. St. Marie beats her to the puck and knocks it to the red line. Sending it into the Muskie zone was Anderson. Carried out to center, Redford. Right wing pass. Muskies beat the puck into the zone, so they have to back off as it's steered back into the Muskie zone. Caradice carries behind her net. Plays it up the wall. It was held in by St. Marie. Trying to work through the slot on the backhand. A shot goes wide off the stick of Lauren White. Duville at center waits for teammates to clear the zone and sends it right back in. Just a half minute left in regulation time, and we're going to get an icing call here on Fort Francis. 24.7 seconds remain in regulation time. Teams tied at 2.
Good attack there by Lauren White. Went hard to the net, even though it's 1-on-3. Tried to muscle her way in there with the backhanded opportunity. Just creating scoring chances for her team. That's all you can ask for right now.
It comes free. Wagner a shot and sent it just wide of the post.
Wagner had a good look there in the slot. Just could not find the back of the net.
Kicked free, and here comes Hayes. One final rush for the Muskies. Hayes gets cut off, drags it through the defender. Hayes, sharp angle shot, and Miller makes the save and hangs on with 3.6 seconds on the clock.
One last chance for Annalise Hayes. Tried to go short side there, but Rachel Miller was not fooled at all. She got the blocker on it, and covered it up.
Big face-off here. Hayes and Zebro on the draw. Zebro wins it for St. Francis, and to overtime we go. We get bonus hockey in the red division. We'll take a 2-minute break, throw 8 minutes onto the board, and have ourselves a sudden death overtime period here inside Ritter Arena. Shots on goal in the third period, 9 for Fort Francis for a 3-period total of 30. 7 for St. Francis, a 3-period total of 24. Third period scoring went like this, just 51 seconds into the period. Fort Francis finally got on the board. It was Emma Noga. Finally finding an answer to Rachel Miller. 9th of the season for Noga, made it 2-1. The Muskies would tie it at 4-12. Jenna Clendenning knocking home a rebound for her 9th of the season. And that one sends us to the upcoming overtime period. Joe Mora with you, along with EJ. I forgot your last name suddenly.
EJ Stevens.
Thank you. Yeah, I had that earlier, and getting old sucks. I think I mentioned that to you.
No big deal. I think for the overtime period, the two players we got to look for, we mentioned at the beginning of the game, are Callie Wagner for St. Francis and Annalise Hayes for Fort Francis. Each of them have registered numerous shots on goal throughout the game, and both of them have been held scoreless thus far. But you know what? These two, the way they go to the net and they attack, I would not be surprised to see one of them become the person who wins the game for their respective team. The first lines will get the first shot here for the Saints and Muskies. So we've had a very good championship game here in the Schwan Cup. Perhaps one of the most even games that we've seen here in the last couple days. Two very quality hockey clubs today.
St. Francis will defend the goal to our left and work from left to right here in the overtime period. 8 minutes on the board. It is sudden death overtime, so the first goal wins. If we're still tied, 8 minutes of game time from now to a shootout we go. That would be a 3-round shootout. And off the draw, Clendenning brings it in. Jean got tied up as she threw it toward the net. St. Marie plays it up the wall for Zebro, further along for Wagner. Wagner scoring the second St. Francis goal in this game, her 6th goal of the tournament. And we get an early icing call just 22 seconds in on Fort Francis.
Jean looked like she was trying to throw that one off the boards, perhaps to Hayes streaking down, but did not hit it the way she wanted to, which puts the face-off back in her own zone after the icing call.
Off the draw, pushed up. Noga couldn't clear it, knocked away from Zebro. Anderson plays it down the wall. Zebro throws it toward the front, but Redford knocks it behind the net and plays it up the far wall for McIntosh. That deflects and comes free for Redford. Redford through center with Noga on her left. Redford throws it wide of the net. Noga got a stick on it, but Zebro came back, had the puck momentarily. McIntosh pulls it free, but Wagner knocked it away from her to Sydney Green, who takes it behind the net. Green for Wagner, whips it out to center. Zebro picked up by Anderson, kicked into the zone, offside, St. Francis.
Couple early whistles here in this overtime period. Each team maybe exhibiting a little fatigue here as they go for the face-off in the neutral zone.
Off the draw for Letty will bring it into the Fort Francis zone. Puck deflects, comes out to center. Croswell dug it free. Her pass a little too far for Hamilton. Duville will swing behind her net with it. Lose the puck. Croswell in the corner throws it to the side of the net. Swanson knocks it back into the corner. Croswell another centering pass. This one knocked down and brought ahead by Duville. And that puck climbs up into the Muskie bench. Face off in the neutral ice area. 6:15 left to play in overtime. Zebro, past Kate. Zebro moving in on the forehand. Lifted it high and wide. Anderson has it deflect to the near wall. Now it comes out to center. Green sends it right back in, but St. Francis called for being offsides.
Zebro had a shot there to go glove side, but good defensive play there by Avery Cates to shield off Zebro and make it difficult for her to get a clean shot.
Off the draw, Anderson gets it for Zebro. She'll play it into the zone. Jackson chases it down in the corner, lifts it off the wall. It was played with a high stick, but the Muskies touch it. Now it comes free. A shot that hit the post. Near miss that time for Holly Anderson.
Holly Anderson was open in the slot. Decided to let it rip and just hit that left post. So close to putting this game away.
Now Hayes the other way. Lets the shot go right on, and Rachel Miller gathers it in, and we'll get a face-off in the St. Francis zone.
As Annalise Hayes once again trying to split the D. Lofted a soft shot towards the net. relatively routine save for Rachel Miller.
Played to the line, held in, and thrown toward the front. Puck still loose. McIntosh hits the side of the net with a shot. Tapped out to center, knocked away from Forlitty, gathered in. White kind of angled off the play by Redford. And now DeVille back at her blue line. Ahead for White. Loses it to Redford. Redford, long shot. Will be gloved and held by Miller with 4:40 left in the overtime period.
About halfway through this overtime period, and not really a clear advantage from either team right now. Each team skating hard, getting shots on net. Still nothing to show for it as Holly Anderson back on the ice now had the best opportunity with her shot off the post just a minute ago.
Off the draw, played low, comes free, a shot, they score, and Fort Francis wins it in overtime.
Rachel Miller shocked on that one as St. Francis heads down in devastation, so close to winning this championship as that one just snuck through the pads of Rachel Miller.
She got most of it, but not enough of it. And I didn't see, it might be Hayes that gets the game winner here for Fort Francis. .328. It is Hayes with the game winner, 3:28 into the overtime period. And Fort Francis is the Red Division winner at the 2015 Schwan Cup Hockey Tournament with a thrilling 3-2 come-from-behind victory over St. Francis. The Saints, with the loss, dropped to 4-12-1 on the season. They will next be in action next Wednesday. Home game for them against Robbinsdale Armstrong Cooper. Fort Francis back in action on a Tuesday against Dryden with a banner to hang back at their high school. EJ, final thoughts on this one?
Thought it was a really competitive game. St. Francis clearly had the edge going into the third period, but a couple defensive miscues cost them dearly as Noga and Clendenning were able to get the goals to tie the game in the third. Really well played game, and they had their chances in overtime with Holly Anderson hitting the post. But Fort Francis comes away with the victory here, the Canadian team in Minnesota.
So once again, 3-2 your final. It took overtime to decide the winner, but the Fort Francis Muskies are your 2015 Red Division champions. As you can see, the teams, St. Francis getting the runner-up ribbons right now. That will do it from Ritter Arena. For our technical director, Amber Johnson, Andrew running the camera for this one, EJ Stevens. My name is Joe Moore. Good afternoon, everybody.